There's several exciting bowings. Ricochet is one of them. I like a bit of Ricochet, a bit of William Tell overture. It's always good fun to play. One of the important things about being able to do bow strokes like spiccato and Ricochet is having enough flexibility in your hand that you let the bow do a lot of the work for you.
Because it's a bouncing stroke, isn't it? It's a throw-in stroke. So we throw the bow and it bounces back.
We do, absolutely. I like to think about ping pong.
Mm-hmm.
You get a ping pong ball and you dropped it from a great height. It would bounce quite slowly and then it would get faster on its own. Yeah, gravity would be doing that for you. So I'm going to show you a very exciting exercise. It's fun, game for all the family. So I call it ping pong. Violin up.
Ready?
Okay, so you're going to have your bow pointing towards the ceiling. And what we're going to do is we're going to drop the bow onto the string. Not this way. We're going to drop it this way onto the string. So first of all, line it up so that you know it will actually land on the string.
And whereabouts? Am I up the top or am I in the middle? Or
to be honest, it doesn't really matter when you start off.
Okay.
I start about 3/4 of the way up the bow.
Okay.
Okay, so there I am. I'm going to be dropping it that way. Okay. Now, when I drop it, as soon as it hits the string, I want to get out of the way of the bow so that it will do it on its own. So the minute it actually touches the string, these 3 fingers leave the stick. So I'm just left with the first finger and the thumb on the bow. So when I drop it, it goes like this. Like that. Have a go. See how it feels, Jo. Yeah. Now, she left her fingers on for a little bit longer than I did. So now we're going to have a competition. We're going to see who can have the most numbers of bounces. Okay, the most number of bounces. So here we go. Lift it up. And when it hits the string, if you take your fingers off, I think you'll find it'll bounce longer. Try and beat me, okay? 1, 2, 3, go. I think I marginally beat you, I'm not sure. Now, another thing that will change the number of bounces is where in the bow it is. So if I do it right at the tip, I get that many. If I do it here, none. Yeah? So you want to find the perfect spot. So what we do is we practice going along the bow, trying different places. So,
and of course, every bow will be different because they're all slightly different pieces. Well, they are different pieces of wood, aren't they?
They are.
And they all have their own sort of magic sweet spot where they really, really like to bounce. But generally, it's in this sort of area, isn't it? Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, but you might find one bow's a little bit higher, one bow's a little bit lower because we find the sweet spot.
Yeah. So it's finding what suits you. It's a bit like the vibrato, finding, for your 4th finger, find what works for you. But it's kind of fun to do it in the meantime. So let's just try it once more. A little competition, see who wins.
Well, mine, the first time I wasn't very good with my steering. I sort of bounced over behind the bridge. I'm going to try harder this time.
So when that happens, remember that your little finger is your rudder. So that's going to help you. If it starts bouncing up this way, try and rein it in a little bit, yeah? Okay, ready, Jo?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, go. Oh, she totally won. She won that one.
I think I went from higher, though. I think I cheated.
There you go.
I think I actually threw it onto my string.
So this is a really good fun thing to practice in lessons or in at home when you're just having a bit of fun. And then when you get confident with that and you can not poke yourself in the eye with it and all that kind of stuff, you then want to start thinking about the bow travelling as well as bouncing on the spot. So this is just on the spot. But if I add a little bit of arm in, I get... Have a go, Jo.
Tricky. Mm-hmm. Up bow? Not so good.
Not so good. So she needs to move her arm a little bit more there as she drops it. Absolutely.
Still not good.
It's something you can mess around with for ages. It's really good fun. I love that kind of thing. Ricochet, generally, you've got to be able to control it normally. Normally it will say it's like 2 shorts and a long. So like that. Or it might be 3 or 4. Yeah. So you can go up and sort of randomly shout numbers at people. 3. Very good. 5. Yes, harder, right? So it's a bit fun. You can have that.
So the ricochet usually starts with the up bow. When we get our energy from the up bow, so in the string, and we use our little pinky to do our London Bridge.
Yeah.
Yeah. So as if you've got something on the tip of your bow and you want to flick it over there. And that's that movement here with the pinky pushing down. That's why we've been practicing these push-ups. So we're in the string, push and flick. And then that gives you the height to then do our ping pong. So flick, and then join it together.
Then William Tell.
That's the one. That's what we're
Yes,
aiming
it's great
for.
fun.